Skylar, it's good to have you.
Vicki, it's always great to be on. And if you don't mind, I just want to start out by reading the sentence here because you are not exaggerating. Here's what the law in Wisconsin says, quote, "No person may possess or control any firearm, gun, or similar device at any time while on the waters, banks, or shores that might be used for the purpose of fishing." That is an extremely broad ban. Who knows what it means that, quote, might be used for purpose of fishing? It says not only firearm, but any firearm, gun, or similar device. It has the phrase anytime. This is a broad prohibition. And about a week and a half ago, we asked the DNR what gives. They didn't get back to us, so we sued them this morning.
No person may do any of the following: possess or control any firearm, gun, or similar device at any time while on the waters or shores that might be used for the purposes of fishing. So I'm guessing that might, the quote, "that might be used for the purposes of fishing" is talking about waters or shores. So that's everything. That's everything. When I walk my dog on a beach near where I live, I'm always carrying. People fish off the beach all the time. I don't have to be the one fishing. Right? I mean, I don't have to have fishing tackle with me. This doesn't have to be a fishing hole. I could be walking along the shores of Lake Michigan, and this would apply, it seems to me, the way I read it.
100%. And let me add something that I think will surprise people. This is not some old, early 1900s, late 1800s law. This is 1999. That's when this came about, 1999.
Who on earth? This is insane. This is basically a prohibition of you exercising your Second Amendment rights in Wisconsin and your lawful rights in Wisconsin under Act 35 to protect yourself if you're near water. I mean, it says here, while on or near, while on waters or near shores. I don't even know what that means. What is near? A foot?
Right.
5 feet? What does it mean?
So to quote it, it says waters, banks, or shores. But this raises a problem because what is it? How do you know where that dividing line is, right? You don't know where the dividing line is between banks, shores. I guess you do know where the literal water line is. But so what in effect this does is it gives game wardens an extreme amount of discretion to stop someone, look for a gun, or if they see a gun, cite them. It is a $200 fine, and court costs can be imposed. And with court costs, it's about $540.
Is confiscation included as well, or is it you're getting a ticket and this can happen over and over again, or is it increasing? Does it also have the habit of increasing?
So I don't believe that there is an increased penalty for multiple violations. Your confiscation question is actually really good. I don't know the answer to that, so I'm going to have to look that up. But regardless, this is an insane law, whether it's a $200 fine or whether the court costs are imposed that make it $540. That's wild. And I want to be clear about one thing. There is another prohibition in the law on actually using the firearm to shoot fish. So that is not what this is about. This is not about going around and shooting fish or anything.
Yeah, you can't shoot fish. Well, I think
do that.
I'm not sure that applies. Does that apply to tribes as well? I think so. I don't think anybody can shoot fish in Wisconsin. I think that's illegal generally.
That's my understanding of it. But that is not what this is. This is a ban on possession or control. And it was a very intentional choice of language. And lest there be any doubt about this, again, we asked DNR. We sent DNR a letter. We did it privately. We didn't make the demand letter public. We just sent them a private letter and said, hey, guys, this is kind of insane. It seems like this is a ban. What's going on here? We never even got an acknowledgement back from the DNR. They didn't even acknowledge our letter.
So they didn't even say, oh, no, Skylar, you're just, that's not what this means. This is just an extra protection against shooting fish or whatever. And it clearly isn't, as you point out. So right now, I'm guessing it's not enforced regularly. We don't know how many times it's been enforced. They won't tell you. But with an Evers DNR and a zeal for, the idea of confiscation with the promotion of red flag laws, et cetera, this could go nuclear anytime.
Well, and let me give you the craziest part about this. There is a law, Wisconsin Statute 29.014 sub 4, and that says that when you're specifically challenging rules of the Department of Natural Resources, if you don't bring the challenge prior to being cited for your violation, you are not allowed to challenge the constitutionality of that rule.
Okay, so that's got to be unconstitutional on its face.
I would imagine there is a significant chance it is, but it also explains why. It also explains perhaps one of the reasons that this has not been challenged yet. And like you said, there's not really a great way to know. I mean, if they're out citing people for this and most people are going to say, golly gee, I'm just going to pay the fine. Who knows how many people since 1999 have been cited for this? Again, this is not an old, obscure thing. This is from 1999.
So you guys are you bringing a suit, or are you asking for clarification?
So we started by sending a private demand letter to the DNR about a week and a half ago, and we just wanted clarification, what's going on. They ignored us, so we filed a lawsuit in Sheboygan County Circuit Court this morning on behalf of our client, Travis Cobes, who is a lifelong Wisconsinite, concealed carry permit holder, and loves to hunt and fish. He's concerned about this, and he wants clarification, and if the DNR is not going to give it to us, we'll get it from a judge. Amen.
If you want to, open up some other cases, I volunteer. Okay, because I literally, daily, I'm on a beach with my dog. So, that's insanity. So, I guess I'm advertising to the DNR. I guess feel free to cite me. If you wanna, roll up and write me a ticket, you're not gonna, get my gun. You're gonna have to arrest me to get that. But this is bananas. I think you could probably find someone in all 72 counties who would be willing to make a claim against the Department of Natural Resources here. This is stupid. It's so ridiculous. It's stupid.
Well, and it's especially stupid that it appears like the DNR has not, since concealed carry came on the books, taken a hard look at all of its various regulations. And it really needs to sit down and do a systematic review. And frankly, if it's not going to do it, maybe the legislature needs to step in and
100%.
do some oversight here.
I think the legislature probably would have corrected this around the time that Act 35 passed. But it probably wasn't well known. I don't think the Department of Natural Resources advertised it. Certainly, let's just let it stay on the books. And then we've got a technicality where we can bust those concealed carry license holders, because a lot of concealed carry license holders also hunt and fish. Not all of them, but also hunt and fish. And I bet you a whole bunch of them walk their dogs on shorelines and other things like that. Of course, I'm inviting someone to cite me, Skylar. They won't. Because I would just have way too much fun with this. But other people who don't know that Wisconsin Institute for Law and Liberty can step in, those are the people who are the ones who are going to get hit. And it could just be some petty tyrant in the DNR that decides, to go bananas with this particular empowerment.
Absolutely. And it could start out as a stop for something different altogether. Maybe they're concerned that you're violating some other rule, but then when they approach you, they see you got a little bit of a bulge, and they say, "Oh, that's a gun." So, we were going to stop you about A, but now we're going to stop you about B, and here's your $200 ticket. And I think that's very probable. By the way, Vicki, if they do cite you, please call me. I also would have a lot of fun with it. And if anyone else who's listening has any run-ins or experiences with this at all, please contact me. I am very interested to hear about it.
Yeah, and by the way, all you guys who hunt, you've got a shotgun or a rifle, over your shoulder or whatever. You have no idea. Maybe you're hunting near a creek, something like that. Yeah. Basically, the DNR is telling you that's illegal. So, I mean, what does that mean for, people who actually hunt on the shores of the water for duck, things like that? I don't. How would they even know otherwise you would even have a gun? Can they compel you? If they see a bulge, that's a gun, you're getting a ticket. Can they compel you to disclose that you are a concealed carry license holder?
If they had reasonable suspicion to believe that you had the gun.
Because they're law enforcement. Yeah, because they're the law enforcement of the Department of Natural Resources.
Right. I believe that is correct. If they had reasonable suspicion, they could stop, they could search you, they could find the gun, cite you. Whether they could take the gun, I'm not 100% sure on that. I presume they probably could. I mean, it's evidence that you violated the rule. So there are a lot of problems with this, and it's really troubling. And again, I just want to emphasize this point, not to sound like a broken record, but lest there be any doubt about this. We gave the DNR an opportunity to just say to us privately, no, you have it all wrong. This is a big misunderstanding.
Yes, they're thinking, this hasn't hit the press yet. Maybe nobody will find out about it. Yeah, apparently they do not know about the Wisconsin Institute for Law and Liberty website. Hey, Skylar, thanks very much. I do appreciate it. This is crazy. I think it will be, just the time of the courts, which seem to move at a snail's pace, but only a matter of time, I think, before we get an aggressive correction to this. It's good to have you on the show.
Absolutely.
Great to have you. And I will just say, to the Department of Natural Resources, I'm advertising that I walk my dog on a shoreline.